underemployment, unemployment, social exclusion, breakdown of family values, large families. And so a lot of people are not able to cater for their families. And then they look across the Mediterranean for improved circumstances. It's really quite a pity that substantial numbers of Africans, perhaps even, should I say to a greater extent, West Africans, perish every day, either in the desert or on the sea, trying to make it across to Europe. And this last incident was particularly sad because of the carelessness of the captains who pilot the ship, and perhaps even the heartlessness of those who try to facilitate their trips, because for them it's all about money. So we are working with the European Union to ensure that we take steps to encourage regular migration and then, of course, discourage irregular migration. But, of course, people are so desperate and are willing to do anything to ensure that they travel. And so you have all of these people who exploit their desperation. It doesn't matter what you do when you get there, just get there. When you get there, somehow you'll be sorted out.
Not as an agency, are you engaged in sensitizing particularly Nigerians to ensure that it's not just El Dorado over there?
Definitely, that's what we are about as an agency. We have offices all across the country, and we embark in massive public enlightenment initiatives, trying to make people understand the realities of life abroad. But as I said, sometimes people just shut their ears and their eyes to obvious realities. A lot of people who still want to travel would have seen the peril that the journey is, I mean, especially in the last few weeks, but they really would still, in spite of everything that you do, everything that you say, everything that they see, everything that their friends or relatives encounter in the course of their journey, think that in their own case things may be different and that they would succeed and actually cross to the other side of the world. With benefit of experience, I've met quite a number of Nigerians who migrated either regularly or irregularly overseas. And quite a number of them actually regret the move. And life is not what they seem or they thought it was when they were leaving or when they left. And a lot of them are just living from hand to mouth, too ashamed perhaps to come back, and be viewed as failures, So they'll rather sit it out there, no matter how difficult it is, and try to hope that one day, it would get better, at least. But for them, ultimately, their aim is to come back home and resettle back.
If you're just joining us, this is the Diaspora on the NTA.
NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
More reactions have continued to trail the xenophobic attacks on foreign nationals in South Africa.
South Africans are experiencing a level of poverty and unemployment they've not had before. And the king of Zulu, Goodwill, thought in his own thinking that maybe is this what he called the lies in our head, describing foreigners as parasites, and said that lies must be crushed. And you see, the Zulu people, who are the majority, see the king as the mouth that cannot lie. So being the mouth that cannot lie means whatever he says is final. They took the streets, killing immigrants, thinking that will solve their problem. But believe you me, even if all immigrants are killed in South Africa, they will still have the problems they're having. Because what they are doing right now is actually creating more problems for themselves in their economy. Because, no nation can survive without foreign investments.
Correct.
And if foreigners are being attacked, Foreign nations will not, foreign companies will not like to go to South Africa to invest. It will cause capital flight, and capital will not go in. You know, capital is said to be a coward and does not go where it thinks it's not safe. It's not just where it's safe. It's not just where it's not safe, but where it even thinks, that perception that capital will not be safe, capital will not go there. Capital is the biggest coward on earth. Therefore, what you do, what keeps a nation, is that goodwill a nation has. When you mess with that goodwill, it takes time to correct. So South Africa, I think they really messed up this time.
Most of these people that are rising up and fighting other foreigners that are there working is simply because of, number one, illiteracy. Number two, they are not skilled. Therefore, they feel like foreigners are coming and taking their jobs. But if they are educated enough, if they are skilled enough, I believe that South Africans will hire the indigenes better than hiring, foreigners. So we need to stand up. It is time for us to stand up and begin to develop, skills in our people.
The message for South Africans is that we need to remind ourselves of the Freedom Charter of 1955. The first lines in that charter are, South Africa belongs to all those that live in it. So this is something that we need to keep on reminding ourselves, and remind ourselves that Africa is one. Meaning that I am because you are. Africa, you should unite. United we stand, divided we shall fall.
Have you been sensitized enough, or have the knowledge of the contributions of other African countries,
Yes.
particularly Nigeria, to the British struggle?
I have been sensitized. I'm aware that there was a tax that was taken from all Nigerians, a certain percentage of salaries, and it was donated to the African National Congress to fight apartheid. I know that the first flight actually that landed in Johannesburg, in Jan Smuts Airport at the time, to signalize the end of sanctions in South Africa, was landed by Nigerian Airways. So I know that the contribution that Nigeria has made towards the liberation of South Africa has been huge.
Now to our Diasporan of the week. He is the first black person to be elected mayor of Ireland.
Because of my work, the local people, when I say the local people, I mean the Irish,
Yes.
approached me and said, Rotimi, you seem to have these fantastic ideas, and we think that you can make a good contribution to our political system. And would you mind to run for political office? And when they said that to me, my response was, oh no, forget it. I am not cut out for politics.
Sure.
That's one. Two, I said to them, politics is all a game of number. And this is Rotimi, a black man in a white man's country. Where am I going to get my vote from?
All right.
Because I don't have the number behind me. But they said, you know what? We will go around with you, knock on door with you. When I say knock on door, they canvass with me.
Right.
Because over there, electioneering, it's about you go from door to door with your leaflet in your hand. That is your manifesto. What is it that you want to do differently if you get elected? And these people said, we will come with you. And true to their promise, they went with me. And we went from door to door. And that is how I got elected for the first time in 2004. I was only 4 years in the country when I got elected into their council. And in 2007, I was elected the mayor of the town. It was the first time in that country that a black man, an African, will be elected a mayor into any Irish town. And I thank them for what they have, what has happened. But they said to me that it's all about you, Rotimi, that because we know that you've got something to offer to this nation.
Our email remains diaspora@yahoo.com, or text only to +234 8033114000. That's it for this week. Bye.